What's going on, guys, and welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley, four-star wide receiver and top 150 prospect. Tyreek King has committed to Tennessee for the class of 2026, chooses the Vols over Alabama, Louisville, LSU, Michigan, Missouri, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M. He's a local kid. We talk about putting up a border, keeping those in-state prospects home. He's out of Knoxville Catholic. He knows all about the tradition at Tennessee. The quote he gave to On3 said, "It excites me every time I'm at Tennessee. They are recruiting me hard and letting me know I am one of the top guys on their list." You can see the profile on the screen there. Again, a four-star wide receiver according to the On3 industry rankings, 6 foot, 170 pounds. You can see there the industry rankings have him inside the top 150. He's ranked 119th overall. They got him as the 18th best wide receiver in the country. On3 themselves have him 60th overall and as the 6th best wide receiver in this class. Number 3 player out of the state of Tennessee. Again, you're not going to sign every guy that's in state, but you want to prioritize your elite talent and keep them home. Now, there is no scouting report out there for Tyreek King, so what I want to do is put his highlights up on the screen, let you guys take a look, and you let me know in the comment section what you like about his game. You can see here on the very first play, it seems like they like to get the ball out into his hands quick and let him go make plays in space. You will see several plays just like this one throughout the course of his tape. This is from his sophomore season. He's a guy, obviously, again, as an in-state kid, local kid out of Knoxville Catholic. He's been on campus multiple times throughout the course of the offseason. He's camped with Tennessee. They offered over 19 months ago, but he's also been in town for games. He was here for the Kent State game, also most recently in town for the Alabama game. I saw a quote from Steve Wiltfong about the win over Alabama. He says, "Top prospects loved it. This is how you get ahead in recruitments with juniors and sophomores. They did it 2 years ago when they beat Alabama. That was pivotal. They beat them again this year. It's going to have ramifications on the recruiting trail for years to come." You know, that's something that we've talked about, is that 2022 win over Alabama and how it kind of launched the recruiting for those younger guys. And I know it. I get it. We're talking about the class of 2026, but Tennessee is building a foundation for that class right now. We saw it, within 48 hours of the win over Alabama. You landed commitments from 4-star interior offensive lineman Brandon Anderson. You also got a commitment from 3-star defensive lineman Tyson Bacon. Now Tyreek King becomes the 5th commitment in that class of 2026 for the Vols. And you look at that class, right? You've got your quarterback in Faison Brandon, the 247 Sports #1 player overall in the country. You've also got Carson Sneed, pretty solid tight end there, ranked pretty highly according to the industry rankings. Then you've got an offensive lineman in Brandon Anderson, and I get it. You got a long way to go. You got to continue to recruit these guys and keep them in the boat. But Tennessee is building a solid foundation for that class of 2026. Now, as far as the Alabama game, Tyreek King, coming off the game, said the environment is insane. It is the loudest that I have been to for sure. Again, in-state kid that Tennessee made a priority, offering him 19 months ago. He said what stands out about Tennessee is that they always show love every time. I'm a hometown kid, so they make sure they don't want me to leave the state. Now, he talked about a lot of other things too. He talked about the culture and the environment and building relationships with the coaching staff at Tennessee. He's a kid that really wasn't going to commit until after his junior season. Talked about maybe a December timeline, but when you know, and I think Tyreek King just loves Tennessee. We have the quote from Rodney Garner just this past week where he said, some of these kids understand that we're playing for more than something other than ourselves. We're playing more than for self. We are playing for the Power T. We're playing for our family. We're playing for our state. I think Tyreek King gets that, and he pulls the trigger, and he's in the boat. Look, we're not done in the class of 2025. Got a couple of guys I want to talk about there, but before we do that, I need you guys to do that YouTube stuff for me. Smash the thumbs up just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy, it helps the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media. We're not reporters. We're not journalists. We don't pretend to be any of that stuff. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe, click the bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. I had a fun live stream last night. Great live stream last night with Reed Bacon and Kyler Kirbyson of Pancakes and Bacon. If you missed that, go back and give it a watch. A lot of good feedback from you guys. Said that they feel like family. They feel like they are part of Talkin VAWLS. So if you missed it, go back and give it a watch. We'll be live tomorrow, Friday morning, 10 a.m., getting you geared up for the Kentucky game, and then we'll do the tailgate show an hour before kickoff on Saturday and also post-game immediately following the game. But let's get into it. Let's talk about, again, the class of 2025. A couple of guys that Tennessee is in on and maybe even trending for. First is four-star defensive lineman Isaiah Campbell, 6'3", 265 out of Durham, North Carolina, committed to Clemson back in January. And you guys know how Dabo Swinney is. Once you commit, then you're not allowed to take visits. You can't take official visits, unofficial visits. You're locked in. You can't do that. But the line of communications were still open. Tennessee was still communicating with Isaiah Campbell. He decommits from Clemson back in September. And 1 month later, Chad Simmons, Steve Wiltfong are putting in their official predictions to Tennessee. Tom Loy, Anna Adams over at 247 Sports are putting in their crystal balls for Isaiah Campbell to end up at Tennessee. He took his official visit, surprise, surprise, during the Alabama game. He loved the environment. A quote from his father is, I think he was able to go there in person and really get to see and make sure and talk with all the coaches in depth. Says he really the environment, see the university more in depth, went for a game before, but this time really talk with everyone and understand the vision they have and get to know the more ins and outs, see the supportive programs they offer that gave us a better idea of the overall program. He goes on to say Isaiah is talking to a few other schools, not really to the same amount of depth Tennessee is, still has communication with Clemson. That's really what's on the board. It's interesting there that he doesn't mention North Carolina, because this is from an On3 article. Says that North Carolina is the other school to watch, and Campbell, the four-star defensive lineman out of North Carolina Southern, visited Chapel Hill last week, and he has an official visit scheduled with the Tar Heels for the weekend of November the 15th. Now, per VolQuest.com, Tennessee hit a home run with this visit. Absolute home run. Said that Campbell's family's got a great relationship with Jalen Wright's family, kind of giving them an in-depth look at the culture, at the behind the scenes. Also said things are trending well for the good guy. Said he could cancel that North Carolina visit. Still have not seen anything in regards to that. So it'll be interesting to see if he cancels that visit or when he decides to pull the trigger. But it does sound like Tennessee in a very good spot for the four-star defensive lineman, 42nd overall, according to the On3 industry rankings. I know I've said this when talking about Campbell before. When you want to look at rankings or where Tennessee ends up in the class of 25, you lost Douglas Utu. Isaiah Campbell, rankings-wise, would kind of make up for that, even though you're talking offensive line versus defensive line. But another guy I want to talk about, Dwayne Morris. He's a three-star running back out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. You can see there the graphic on the screen. He is going to be visiting this weekend for the Kentucky game. Now, he committed to USC back on April the 7th. Even though he's an in-state kid, Tennessee was kind of late to offer theirs. They were late trying to get him on campus back throughout the summer. There was a time that he was supposed to be here but didn't show up. So Tennessee was grinding. Still, once you're late on a kid, and they have not only have they already committed, but maybe they've already got other offers. They've already built other relationships, and Tennessee has just continued to be relentless, continued to push. He is going to visit this weekend for the Kentucky game, unofficial visit. So we'll see how the visit goes, and then if he likes, he could take an official visit later in the season. We'll see what he does there. Coach Sims was actually out to visit him last week. This is a quote from him about Coach Sims. Says he's been recruiting me since he was at Cincinnati. He's always following up and letting me know I'm a highly recruited guy for him. Just for me, it is what I can do in space, in the run game, and in the blocking game. Being a three-down back, I think that fulfills what he is looking for. Me being able to do those type of things, go to receivers, spread out, it helps the pace of the offense. So knowing Tennessee has a fast-paced offense, I feel like that is something he keys in on with me being that type of athlete. Now, 247 Sports actually lists Dwayne Morris as an athlete, but On3 has him as a running back. Again, three-star prospect across the board. Rivals.com does have him as a four-star, and you know how it is when you got a three-star. A lot of people on the message boards, a lot of people around the internet are high on Dwayne Morris's film. So you can go watch his highlights. Let me know what you think of him as a player. But I think he is a guy that Tennessee is trying to add to this class of 2025. Great start to the class of 2026, adding Tyreek King, an elite wide receiver prospect, top 150 guy, joining those guys already in the boat. I just think it's a good start for that class of 2026. Do me a favor on the way out the door. Make sure you guys smash the thumbs up. Jump into the comment section. Let's talk about the newest commitment from Tyreek King. Let's talk about Isaiah Campbell trending to the good guys and having an opportunity with Dwayne Morris getting him on campus this weekend. Shout out to all the members of the channel. Could not do this without you. If you like what we do around here, think about hitting the join button. You can do that for just $1. Just $1 a month. It helps support the channel, and we would appreciate it. Also, go check out the Talkin VAWLS merchandise. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. The links to all of that is in the description below. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.